Hi, Peter Jones, author, property investor and ex-chartered surveyor. And if you're thinking about buying property in the upcoming property market downturn, then please keep watching because I can help you. Now at the moment we're living in very strange times because there's something of a mini property boom going on. It seems that property prices at the moment, at the time of recording this video, are at the highest they've ever been in the UK. And perhaps some reasons for that are the fact that interest rates are so low, and the government have introduced a stamp duty holiday, and people apparently want to move out of the cities into the suburbs because they got fed up during lockdown. And now all of that could be true. But on the other hand, just think about this. Yes, interest rates might be low, but the reality is the banks are fairly reluctant lenders and loan to values have been cut. The criteria is a little bit tougher. It's slightly harder to get loans. And we're coming towards the end of furlough, and the reality is, and the possibility is, that hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people could suddenly find that they've lost their job, even if that's only temporarily. But for some people, it's going to be permanent because some industries, like the hospitality sector, which is a big part of the UK economy, are going to be hit very badly. So this doesn't feel like the right time for a property boom. And my prediction is that over the next months, it's going to go completely the other way, that we're going to come away from a boom, we're going to go into some kind of a correction. Now, I don't know how deep that's going to be. It depends what the government do, it depends what the Bank of England do, it depends how much they want to head that off. I imagine they'd want to head it off a lot because what they don't want is banks getting into trouble. And obviously banks have got mortgages lent out to people and they don't want negative equity and all of this kind of stuff. So probably there's an incentive for the government and the Bank of England to actually step in. But we will see. How much can they do? It may be that there's only a shallow downturn. It could be a more significant downturn. We will see. But my feeling is something's got to give. And it's exactly because of what's happening in the market and the potential for a downturn that many people are thinking about jumping in and buying. And this is where I can help you. How is that, you may ask? Well, I actually had a very significant birthday this year. And one of the few advantages of being older is that you gain experience. And I've actually lived through and worked through 4 property recessions at least. And so I've seen a lot of stuff and I've picked up a lot of experience and knowledge along the way as to how to not only survive in difficult economic situations, but also how to thrive and prosper. And so if you would like a helping hand, if you'd like to get together for one of my pay-for-a-day mentoring sessions, then I'd be delighted to meet with you and to help you. We can set your goals, we can make a plan, we can discuss which strategy is right for you, we can talk about finance and how to raise it, we can talk about anything which you think will help you to achieve your results and your goals in property. But this isn't just for somebody who's thinking about starting out, by the way. If you're already in property, then maybe you're thinking, well, actually, I'd like to be able to buy more property, but I've also got some properties and I want to make sure that my existing property business is safe. If there's going to be a downturn, if there's going to be more economic difficulties, that makes a lot of sense. So we can talk about that as well. So it doesn't really matter whether you're a beginner or whether you're an experienced property investor, then I can help you, and it would be great to meet with you and to discuss how I can help you and to help you to be able to do even more in property than you're doing now. Now, one thing which has changed because of the situation and the circumstances that we live in, I've been dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century, and I will be very happy to meet you virtually by Zoom or Skype or FaceTime or however you want to do it, whichever is the best way for you. And we can do that instead. So if that would be of interest to you, and the advantages to you in that are that you don't have to travel, you don't have to pay for your petrol, you don't have to pay for a train. I've had people who've come up to Nottingham to meet me and they've stayed in a hotel overnight. You don't have to do any of that, so you can save time, you can save money, and we can get together virtually. But the biggest advantage for you, I think, is this. The deal is exactly the same as my pay-for-a-day mentoring as if you were to come to Nottingham. And the guarantee is that you get at least 4 hours of my time. But because I think that being on Zoom for 4 hours would actually not be terribly helpful, I can imagine our eyes are going to glaze over staring at a screen for 4 hours, I suggest that we start off by perhaps getting together for an hour, maybe an hour and a half if we feel that there's an advantage in going on a little bit longer, but certainly an hour. And then the other 3 hours, you can choose when you want to take them. You could take an hour on 4 consecutive days, or you could split the remaining 3 hours into half-hour slots, and you could have them over consecutive weeks, or you could have them over consecutive months, or you could take half an hour every 2 months. It's really up to you. That means that we can get started. I can help you to set your goals, make a plan. We can incorporate everything that we've thought about in order to help you to achieve the results that you want to achieve. You can get started, and then you can check in regularly, maybe over the rest of the year by using your half-hour slots. It's entirely up to you how you use the time. That's absolutely fine. So if that's of interest to you, this is all you need to do. Just go onto my mentoring page. I will leave the link below or in the description, depending upon where you're watching this video. Click on the Meet Peter in Nottingham option. And then when I email you, all you have to do is say, I don't want to meet you in Nottingham. Can we do it by Zoom or Skype or whatever suits you best? It's as simple as that. So just click the Meet Me in Nottingham tab, and then we will sort it out when I email you and when we put a date in the diary. You'll also, of course, get the questionnaire, which I'll send you in advance, which you can work through so that I've got a good background as to who you are, what your experience is, what you want to achieve before we even talk, which is really, really useful. And by the way, there's a lot of really good content in that as well. It's 30 pages, but it's not 30 pages of me quizzing you. There's a lot of information in there, which makes it a valuable resource in its own right. So all you have to do is click the link and we'll take it from there. I really look forward to meeting you and helping you with your property business and helping you to build your property portfolio in these rather unusual, uncertain times. Having somebody to hold your hand, somebody who's been through it all before, somebody who's got experience is a great thing. And so I really look forward to meeting you and helping you wherever you are on your property journey. And until next time, here's to successful property investing.